Right now we're going to show you how to make the 5.5 pH buffer. So we have weighed out 1.35 grams of the glacial acetic acid. What you have to do to weigh it out, since it's a liquid, is tear a weigh vial first and then add in the acetic acid. And then this is the 17.01 grams of sodium acetate trihydrate that we weighed out. So what you're gonna do, so I combined the glacial acetic acid and the sodium acetate trihydrate in the volumetric flask, and now I'm starting to add the DI water slowly, making sure that all of the sodium trihydrate was off of the neck of the flask, and you're just going to do that until it's all mixed. We're going to put the cap on and mix it like we have in previous labs. So you're going to fill it to the line, and it's going to look like this. Make sure it's all mixed together. Before you can check to see if the pH of this is actually 5.5, we have to calibrate the pH meter to see if it's going to measure it accurately. So come with me over here. Over here, and we're going to show you how to calibrate the pH meter with these standards. So this is the pH meter. This is the probe that goes into the solution when you're calibrating and when you're going to check other solutions to see what the pH is. When you're using it, this should be taken off, and then this should be in the open position. When you're calibrating or checking any of the pHs, there's this little divot in the glass, so you can't really see in this video, but you're going to want to make sure it's about right here, and you're going to want to make sure that it's submerged in the solution, or else it won't create the electric circuit and it won't measure the pH correctly. That's the biggest reason for error in this lab. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is submerge the probe in some DI water and wash it. You give it a bath and a shower at the same time. This is to make sure that no other solution is still on the probe. And then what you're gonna do is kind of get the last drop of this off with the beaker, and you're gonna take a Kim wipe and gently brush, like don't even touch this that much, just try to get the little excess residue of DI water off so that you can have the most accurate measure. And then when you're ready, what we're gonna do is submerge this in the first standard, which is pink and happens to be a pH of 4. So when you get to the pH meter, it might be on standby. What you're gonna do to get it off of standby is click standby. And then you're always gonna have this quick reference sheet right next to you. So if you get stuck and you don't remember what I said in this video, you can refer to that. So you're gonna press mode to select the pH. So it's gonna go through all these different things. And when we get to pH, you'll see it up in this top left corner. And then we're gonna press setup twice and then enter. And we will clear the existing standardization buffers. Now you're going to press standard to access the standardization screen. Now you're going to immerse the electrode in the buffer, which has a pH of 4, and sometimes what you need to do is just swirl it around to really get a good reading. And notice when I'm swirling it around, it's slowly dropping to where it should be, which is a pH of 4. So at this step, you want to make sure that it says, you're going to see stable pop up on the screen, and you don't want to go to the next step until it says stable. So it's stable at a pH of 4.02, which is almost right on the dot, so you're ready to go to step 4. So you're going to press standard again to initiate the standardization. Now this pH meter recognizes this standard as the standard of 4, and you're all set with this standardization. Before you move on to the next pH, which is the pH of 7, you're going to make sure that you submerge it in the DI water and then wash it with the wash bottle again. Okay, so once you have standardized all 3 buffers, the screen should look like this. Once you have completed the standardization or it's not in use, make sure to put the probe back into this solution here and then to close this up to close the circuit. Now that you've finally calibrated your pH meter, we can check the 5.5 pH solution that you created previously. Now what we're going to do, you just submerge it in the solution and it should read what pH you have. So if your pH is too high, you can offset this by adding glacial acetic acid, which is going to make the pH lower because it's an acid. And then if you have a pH that's too low, you're going to add something basic like NaOH. So what you're going to do is measure out 100 milliliters of your 5.5 buffer and put it into a 250 milliliter beaker. And then what you're going to do is take 2 Coldy's tablets, lozenges actually, and put them into a weigh boat or weigh paper and then weigh them in the analytical balance, and then you're going to crush them up to make them easier to dissolve. We're going to add them into this solution and then we're going to put it on the hot plate. Just all it's going to do is help it dissolve. So we'll see you at the next step.
To crush your Coldy's, you're going to use a mortar and pestle and just crack it.
And you kind of want to cover your hand over it so that all of the stuff that you just weighed out doesn't fly out.
Did it fly out?
Yeah.
Just be gentle.
So you're going to add your Coldy's to the 5.5 buffer, and you're going to want to make sure that you try and get as much in to be accurate as possible. And what we did is add a stir bar so that it will aid in the dissolving process. So we have the heat turned on and the stirring turned on, and hopefully soon it'll be all dissolved. Okay, so after all of the lozenges have dissolved, you're going to let it cool to room temperature like we have, and then you're going to take the pH. And you want to make sure that it's still around 5.5. Stop.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. Now we're going to take 25 milliliters of the 5.5 buffer that you made previously and add it into a 50 milliliter beaker. And then you're going to take a couple drops of the xylitol orange indicator and put it into the solution. You're going to fill your burette with the EDTA solution. You can fill it up to the 0 or wherever. You just need to make sure that you know where your starting point is. And then what you're going to do is... Are you filling?
Wait, I was going to know you're going to fill it.
Should I?
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to fill this?
Yeah. Make sure it's not above your head. Okay.
So you're going to make sure that this valve is closed because you don't want to spill it everywhere. And make sure that this isn't above your head so that you can accurately pour it in. And there we go. So next you're going to add 25 milliliters of your lozenge solution into a 125 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. And then after that you're going to add in the same amount of drops as you did for the blank of the xylitol orange to make sure that you get the same result. Okay, so now you're going to titrate your solution until it gets to the color of the blank. Once you finish titrating, you should see the color change like this. You can see that it's pretty similar to the blank, and you're going to perform this 2 more times and record your data. And
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, did I interrupt you?
no.
Oh my god, this is so Simpsons right now.
What?
The Simmons thing is right in the background.
Wow.
This is beautiful. Oh my god. Why don't we always film
What,
here?
me?
No, I can't even see your face.
Okay, so you're gonna
You
fill
could
this.
Instagram this. It's so good.